Good evening and welcome to BizNews. I'm Elizabeth Lee together with Tony Lopez.
Good evening, Beth.
Tonight we have for our guest again for 2014, the first time, the President and CEO of SL Agritech.
Nice to meet you again, Beth and Tony.
Chairman ba o President?
Chairman, President,
Chairman.
Owner, Henry Limbonong. And we have also again Dr. Frisco Malabanan, who is the Senior Technical Lead for SL
He's
Agritech.
a rice scientist.
Yeah, we only have
Frisco.
experts in the show, right?
Yeah.
Gentlemen, Happy New Year. And welcome back.
Happy Chinese New Year, Beth.
Yes, Happy Chinese New Year of the
Don't
horse.
rejoice.
We're hoping that this is going to be an even more successful year for everyone, including SL Agritech.
Of course,
so how are
of
you
course.
doing?
We are doing fine, although,
But
last,
how did you do in 2013?
last year, 2013, nobody ever thought that Typhoon Santi is more devastating
When
to the
did
farmers.
Santi come visiting?
Santi came, I think, 1 or 2 days before the earthquake in Bohol. Unfortunately, it was being overshadowed by the news on Bohol. But Typhoon Santi came so quick. Isang gabi lang yan,
Isang gabi.
not much rain, but very, very strong wind.
Ano ba yung speed niya?
And
200 kilometers an hour?
I think it's more than 250. And then what is
250.
is that all the palay in Central Luzon that about to be harvested in 1 week or in 10 days time, talaga tumumba lahat.
Wipe out in one night?
In our company, we lost 2,000 hectares.
2,000 hectares.
And then I think
my gosh.
Central Luzon lost more than 200,000 hectares.
Yeah.
If you translate that, that's equivalent to almost 500,000 metric tons of
500,000.
of rice already in 1 night alone. Talagang ano eh. That's why do not be surprised if we'll be running out of Doña Maria rice by the end of this month until March. Because our next harvest will have to come in on April. And this is our own variety of rice and we cannot substitute with another variety. In fact, I have a friend who said, no, that's a pleasant problem. But I said, no matter how pleasant, alam mong, Tony, at saka Bet, sa negosyo, kung mahinang benta mo, nandiyan mga bodega mo sa stock, walang problema eh. Pero pag malakas ang benta, tapos you cannot serve your customer, araw-araw tatawag sa'yo.
Malakas ang benta ng rice ngayon?
Minsan, mumura pa sa'yo, bakit hindi ka deliver, blah, 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 You take all of these things in. Although a pleasant problem, but the problem is more stressful. If you
So
cannot sell
malakas
your
ang
product.
benta ng rice? Is it a real demand or speculation?
No, my
Because of
rice, no, because
lack of supply.
my rice is a premium variety. But of course, because of our packaging, because of our advertising, and because it's really, really good. Do you know even Carrefour, the biggest supermarket chain in the world, maybe second to Walmart.
Europe, no?
Yes. They are a French company, We have a standing offer of 50 containers every month.
From you?
From me, just for this Doña Maria.
Can you meet it?
Actually, we ship out around 8 containers already. And I have to tell them the remaining, you have to wait until April.
Yeah, lack of supply.
Yeah, that is a problem. But, we should be proud, no? Doña Maria has brought back the Philippine rice into the world map, into the world market.
That means you are competitive, Henry. Doña Maria.
Can you imagine that we are selling at $1,350 per metric ton?
Dollars, ah?
The rice in Vietnam, in Thailand, is around $400 to $450.
Only?
Yes, and then we sell 3 times more.
That's the ordinary rice.
Compared with Vietnam.
Yeah, we are way up higher.
Thailand.
Of course, basmati is also around that range, So we are proud that we are
So it's
selling.
like a specialty premium rice.
Yeah, we are selling into the range of the basmati, in which the Indian are very proud of the basmati.
So, Henry, sa mga Carrefour supermarkets abroad, merong Doña Maria.
Meron na.
Nilagyan mo naman yun ng-
Lalo dyan sa
Made in
Middle
the
East.
Philippines.
Nilagyan mo
So,
naman yun
diba?
ng Philippine flag
Philippines.
sana.
Hindi, meron talaga. In fact,
Nakalagay Philippine flag.
nakalagay dyan, proudly Philippine
made.
bread, Philippine produce. And nakalagay pa, support Filipino farmers pa. Siguro, Kaya malakas siguro, marami tayong kababayan sa Middle East.
Sila ang bumibili.
I think so. I think one of the biggest will be sila. Of course, yung mga iba is going to follow also. Even in America, supermarket in America, in LA, we have presence there already.
Sa Walmart, meron ka? Costco?
So far, Walmart wala pa eh. Pero
Costco?
medyo kailan unti-unti pa tayo dito.
Target?
Kasi Carrefour muna, di ba?
Carrefour.
Medyo mahirap na eh.
Carrefour ba nasa Amerika na?
I think mostly sa Asia yata, sa Europe
Asia.
malakas sila eh.
Hindi siya makapasok sa Philippines ng Carrefour.
But then we are proud that even at that price, we are competing already in the premium brand. And we know that Singapore and Hong Kong will also be a good market, and even China. Do you know that last year, when we participated in Nanning, Nanning
Expo,
is ASEAN Expo. Nung una, alam mo, we were invited there. I was so disappointed nung una kasi mga bigas natin hindi tayong pinayagan pumasok.
Bakit?
Dumating exhibit my son called me up. I practically has to bring 16 kilos of rice with me, just to pang display lang. We have 1,000 kilos.
Inang-carry niya? Nilagay niya sa luggage niya?
Hindi, ako nakan-carry.
Customs.
They do not want to release it.
Anong customs? China customs? Philippine customs? Ano pag-initan kayo?
Even our DA officials, even I think even DTI make representation. This is expo, Sabi nila because wala tayong quarantine between whatever. It was released only after I make a representation with the vice governor of the Guangxi province of Nanning. And then I said, no, if you are going to invite us next time, we are not going to join already if this is the case.
Yeah.
So he released it on the last day.
Last day,
And
Naubos
then
agad.
we were able to sell 1,000 kilos
1,000 kilos?
in 3.5 hours. Wala pa 4 oras, ubos na lahat dyan. Can you imagine?
1,000 kilos means
do you
1
know?
ton?
Yeah.
1 ton.
And then do you know how much we selling, Nanning? At 30 RMB for 2 kilos,
Magkano
How
sa
much
dollar?
is
30
that?
RMB is right now 750 already the exchange rate. So it's already more than 220 pesos per 2 kilo, So 1 kilo is more than 100 pesos. Aba, ubos lahat yan. So,
Dito, binibenta mo siya sa Philippines, magkano?
mga 60 plus pesos per
60.
kilo.
Pero kasing mahal mo na yung mga taya and California rice, pansin ko.
kaya-
Mahal ka pa na 100 pesos.
Hindi, lalo mga basmati, mahal talaga. Kaya we will be competitive already. In fact, I do not know if I can get that much rice field for me to produce my rice. Kasi I'm seeing big demand. Kasi 6 and 7 years ago, a group of Singaporean rice traders came over. I let them test my Doña Maria rice. They like it. They said, do you know that we can easily switch from Thai rice to your Doña Maria rice? We can give you 200,000 metric tons of order per year.
Per year.
For that one. Because at that time, I really do not have the capacity.
200,000,
Metric tons for 1 year. Imagine
200,000, that means on 100,000 hectares, you can produce it, di ba?
how do you get 100,000? No, even 50,000
Yeah,
hectares.
sabi mo,
even
200,000 hectares ang nasira ng bagyo. That's equivalent to 500,000
kaya-
tons.
kaya.
That means you have a yield of 2.5 per hectare. Tama ba yan?
No, but our yield is higher.
Our yield is higher.
Higher?
Yeah.
4.
8 tons.
7, 8 tons.
4 times the normal yield.
That is why the farmers, we have subcontracted, are making good. They become millionaires kasi we pay even a premium. If the price of palay in the market is 17 pesos or 18 pesos, we pay 1 peso higher. We pay 19 pesos. If it's 19, we pay 20 pesos.
There's so much
And
demand
then
for
the yield is even higher than the ordinary.
So for Doña Maria rice, there's so much demand outside, but there's a lack of supply, and then there's also demand here.
Yes.
So rice self-sufficiency doesn't seem like. But before you answer that, we're going to cut to a short break. You're watching BizNews. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Okay, Henry, so answer the question. We've got a shortage here. You've got a shortage in supply. We're exporting. So how do you make that balance?
No, actually, as a businessman, as an entrepreneur, you have to balance export with domestic market now. So for me, I think the best balance is 25% export, 75% domestic.
Are you doing that now?
So even if I have a shortage, I still have to maintain that kind of balance also.
Are you doing that now?
Yeah, we are doing that now. Because we cannot wait. The export market cannot wait also.
Yeah.
We have to keep on developing. But while we are developing both market, then we have to expand our
And that helps
rice
sustain
production.
also your
you're
domestic.
subsidizing your domestic price.
Yeah.
You're subsidizing.
Right.
Di ba? Kasi
To an extent,
you're
yeah.
selling locally, 25 kilos is 1,600, di ba?
1,650 pesos siguro.
Oh, 1,600. That translates into how much dollars?
Actually, how much dollar ba yan?
Di lumalabas ang mura ng mo kasi nag-depreciate ang peso ng
peso.
8%.
No, right now, that's why it's good to export it because 45 pesos already.
Ba't di mo i-divert sa export?
No, kasi
Bawal?
hindi naman bawal. Kasi the DA has a policy. I think the policy should be kept, no? You will be allowed only to export premium variety. If we are going to export at prices of $400 and then we are importing at $400, walang di ba? We import at $400 and then we export at $1,000 plus.
Yeah, otherwise there's no meaning.
So at
Kala
least
ko
there's a
we
value
import
added.
at $800. Kala ko we import at $800.
No, we used to import at $1,200 before.
Yeah, that's the highest.
When the price of rice really
2008.
jumped up, yes.
In 2008.
2008, 2007, during that time. But
But
right
now
now,
it's
the
400.
international
but
price
that's the
of
highest
rice,
ever for rice in the world, di ba?
$1,200.
But the going rate now is at less than $500
It's 400 to 450 siguro.
per
Per metric ton.
per ton. And
So-
1 ton is 1,000 kilos.
Yes, 1,000
So,
kilos.
Doc, rice self-sufficiency. We talked about this last year.
Yeah, but with the calamities that we experience and the volume of palay that was lost, I think we still have to plant more hybrid rice so that we can really produce
Doc Frisco,
the volume
last year,
that will fill up the 10% the 10%
last year,
requirement.
how many tons of rice did we lose to typhoons last year? The Philippines.
Last year,
Kasi sabi mo, typhoon, ano pangalan typhoon?
Santi.
Santi.
We lost 500,000 tons.
I think that is close to
500,000
more,
tons.
around that 500,000.
Sa Yolanda, how many tons we did we lose?
1,000 metric tons. I think one thing with Yolanda, the farmers, majority of the farmers harvested
Nakaharvest
already.
na sila.
Actually, 1 week before the Yolanda, we
Nakaharvest
have
na
our
sila.
harvest festival in San Miguel Leyte, and we were able to show there that technology, this hybrid, can yield more
So,
than 8
swerte
tons.
sila, swerte
Yeah,
sila.
that's it. And even in Alang-Alang, Santa Fe, Leyte, we have a very good demonstration
Even
of
then,
that hybrid.
1/3 of the total damage of Yolanda came from agriculture, di ba? 1/3.
Maybe mga coconut,
Mga fruit,
whatever.
mga trees, plantation, yeah.
Sa
Particularly
Mindanao
coconut.
naman, Pablo, wipe out the coconut industry.
No.
Plantation.
Banana
banana.
also, di ba?
Banana, wipe
Yeah,
out.
that's it.
Yeah. And the yield for hybrid is 30% more?
We can even have more than double the yield of the ordinary palay. Because
Grabe pala
our
yung mga typhoons, lalo na pag Inocus o pangalan Santo, nakakatakot sila. Si Pablo, si St. Paul, di ba?
Si Santi, Santiago.
You cannot be more holy than
that's why the
Santi.
timing of planting is very important.
Timing.
Yeah, that's it.
Pero sa'yo, sa hybrid, Doc, how many planting do you get?
No, actually, the more typhoon we have, that's why the more that we should plant hybrid.
The more.
Kasi talagang hybrid, if you plant hybrid in the same 1 hectare, you produce 3 times more.
That's to make up for the losses.
You have to make up and then you have more than enough to make up for the losses.
Yeah.
That's
So,
why- that's why-
double make up because you have more frequent planting and you have 4 times more yield.
Yes.
That's why in Central Luzon, because during the rainy season or the wet season, we have floods, we have strong winds. So the farmers really would like to plant this hybrid in the dry season because they can produce more than 10 tons, those farmers that already planted this hybrid before. So it's more than almost triple the average yield of inbred in the country.
So are you gaining more ground now? Because last year you were saying that you need to have more farmers use hybrid rice, but it's costing them a little bit more.
We are gaining ground, but based on our own initiative, no, it's sad to say that we think the initiative of government is not really that strong enough. Although lately, I think government has given some subsidized farmers for those who lost to the typhoon. They give 1,200 pesos, some fertilizers, whatever. But, you know, this should be a long-range problem. And I think they should really come out with a complete program for the farmers. You know how come China became self-sufficient? Because, you know, they gave out the rice seeds free for the farmers for 5 consecutive years. Until all the
rice.
farmers...
For free.
Yung seeds.
For free.
Seeds, yeah, for 5
Eh dito, magkano benta ng seeds? 80.
No, the seeds is around, for 1 hectare, it will cost you around 4,800 pesos and to 5,000 pesos for
That's
1
about
hectare.
how much per kilo?
For 1 hectare.
But you need only around 18 kilos of seeds,
18 kilos.
For seed producers like us.
So 4,000 divided by 18.
But then, you
Mahal, mahal.
but you can yield, di ba? Double and
Really
triple.
double. Yeah. So,
You know, I'll
it's
give an
like divided
example,
by 2.
Tony, in bed.
Pero mahal ang benta mo ng seeds? Parang 20 pesos?
I tell you, Governor Bong
Maybe.
Antonio called me up
Sino yan?
2 years ago. Governor Antonio of Cagayan. He said, Henry, may munisipyo dito, Alcala. No? I think the wife is a mayor in Alcala, mayora dyan. Sabi na, baka pwedeng kong tulungan kasi maraming poor farmers there. They would like to plant my seeds and they do not have the amount to buy the seeds. Sabi ko, sige, ikaw may sabi, I'll do it na lang, plant now, pay later na lang, okay? Pag magandang ani, tsaka bayaran.
Pumapayag ka ng gano'n?
So I supplied, siyempre, nandiyan si Governor. So we supplied with 500 hectares of my SL8 hybrid rice seeds and then we give them the technology. And then during harvest time, I was invited. Actually, it's going to be 9 o'clock in the morning, but may delay flight ang I arrived at 1 o'clock na. The governor's waiting for me the whole day. So we have a quick lunch and then we have a tour in the 500 hectares.
Kano yield sa Alcala ng 500
I was not happy. I was disappointed with the yield, with the plants. Sabi ko, parang may kulang na fertilizer to, no? And then we make the gapas, we make the harvest. Do you know the harvest came out at 160 kabans per hectare? That's 8 tons, Sabi ko, I think this should go more than 10 tons, with the quality of soil you
Kala
have.
ko 4 tons lang kamo nakukuha mo. 7 tons.
Hindi, this is using hybrid already. Ordinary is 3 to 4 tons lang. So,
You're not happy with 8 tons.
And then I inquired how much fertilizers they put. They only put 5 sacks of fertilizers per hectare. We recommend around 8 fertilizers, 8 sacks.
Binawasan.
So, because that's what they do for inbred. But sabi ni Governor sa akin, Henry, okay na yan. Masaya na sila kasi dati 60 kabans lang yan. Ngayon, naka 160
So,
they wanted 100 kabans more. So
ang laki ng increase.
Really prove that even if you have the same input as ordinary inbred, you will still get more. But then, sabi ko, sayang. Pag naka additional 3 kabans ng fertilizer mo, it's only 3,000 plus pesos. But you yield siguro 2 or 3 tons in additional. That will give you another 40,000 pesos na, di ba? The 3,000 can give you 40,000 pesos.
Yung return of investment yan.
Hindi nila alam economics nila.
Yun ang This is how we have to But then,
you get 1,000% return on your fertilizer.
Yeah. You know the reason, even Secretary Ross was telling, Henry, pag magaling ang seeds mo, bakit hanggang ngayon, hindi maka-widely adopted? Sabi ko,
Bakit nga ba?
Ako lang maksa. And then, the traditional farmers, it's very difficult to change that mindset. Because if you use ordinary seeds, you use 120 kilos per hectare. For this one, you need only 18 kilos. Hindi, ayaw nila
18
maniwala.
lang,
Ayaw nila maniwala.
Even
dyan.
15.
Yeah.
Even 15.
15 to 18
Okay, we're going to
kilos.
explain this more in the
18.
next segment. We'll
Lahat
be right
yan
back.
mabubuhay.
You're watching BizNews. We'll be right back.
Henry, your hybrid rice is present in how many hectares all in the country?
Right now for 1 year, siguro mga close to 180,000.
180 lang. And how many hectares of rice are there?
We're 4 million hectares now.
4 million.
So actually,
Wala
less
ka man
than
lang 10%?
less than 5% of our total hectares planted to hybrid.
Yeah.
Right now, I have to tell you, for us, I'm waging a lonely battle alone. Alam mo, there are two major battles you have to hear there. One is to change the mindset of the farmers.
Culture.
In which ayaw nila maniwala na 15 kilos, kasya na sa hektarya. Kasi dati 80 to 120 kilos ginagamit nila.
Yeah.
That's one. The second one, mas mahirap pa ito. Mga LGU, local government units. Bakit? Alam mo, there's a very strong certified seed producers or inbred seed producers. Ano bang inbred seed producer? Inbred seeds is just like planting ordinary palay. In which they get the foundation seeds from field rice, whatever. Pag tinanim nila, yung mga ani nila, which is supposed to be 17 to 18 pesos per kilo, if you have it certified, then you can sell the certified seeds at 30 pesos per kilo.
Oh, my.
Kaya maganda yun eh. So,
It's a good business, no?
Kaya the mayo, yung mga iba,
That's a problem.
ang mga negosyo nila ganun eh. Kaya hindi ako makapasok. Pag pumasok itong hybrid na ito, wala silang negosyo. Kaya those
Ba't
are
yung
the
bigyan
two
ng
major
negosyo yung mga
hurdles.
LGU? Bigyan silang cut, so to speak.
No, I mean, even if you explain to them, sabi ko, wag na kayo maging seed producer na certified seeds. You just plant our hybrid. Ganun din ang kikitain mo eh. Pero sometimes yung mindset na yan, mahirap. The first mindset, sabi ko, ganun kahirap ha, yung 15 kilos ha. Alam mo, there's farmers by the name of Gabuyo, no, who yielded what? 17 tons per hectare, more than 300 kabans per hectare. It take him, in katabi niya, in Pinsambuo niya, take him more than 2 years just to switch to this one. Although nakita niya, mataas ang ani, takot pa rin, di ba?
Natakot pa siya.
Oh, ganun yun eh.
Kaya napansin ko, Henry, ang laki ng capital cost to initiate.
No, the capital
Ito ba,
cost...
magkano ba? Mga 80,000 pesos no?
No.
Magkano ba per hectare? Doc,
Mga 45 to 50 lang.
sigurado ka?
Total
Parang
ano na yan,
80,000 ang
total
kwenta
cost
ko
na
eh.
yan.
Hindi, pag sariling labor mo, sariling
Mga
lupa mo,
35 lang yan,
baka 35 lang,
25 to 30.
Oo.
Kasi sama mo na yung fertilizer.
Oo.
Mga 30
Irrigation.
lang yung capital investment dyan.
Magkano pag ordinary rice? Palay.
Hindi naman nagkakaiba halos eh. Sa seeds lang.
Sinasabi ko, Tony, even if you use the same input, mas mataas pa rin ang ano mo, ang ani mo. This
Gawin
one,
mo, no?
I think,
Dapat ina-explain na hindi nila naintindihan yun.
alam mo, February 19, I'll be,
Makukwenta lang nila yung higher cost ng initially. Input.
Kasi he said even if it's the same input, you
Input.
get a higher
Yeah, you get a
yield.
higher.
Actually, yung ginagawa ko, we put up a cluster demonstrations nationwide for the farmers to see yung actual harvest, ilang kabans per hectare, looking at the cost per hectare. So, mas mabilis makonvince ang farmers if they can see it for themselves in their area.
Ba't di mo pa demo yan kay Sir Chip? Kay Boasting? Magkano ba?
I think this
What
should be...
people they can associate
I
with.
think this should be a government effort. Eh. If I can help, bet there, dressing as farmers like that.
Si Bet ang model.
Siguro lahat yan.
Siya pagkakaguluhan, di yung palay.
Wearing signature clothes pa, wearing signature watch pa. Nakano yan.
Ayan,
So,
may...
Henry, ang future ng rice mukhang malabo, no?
No, I mean,
The
if
production is down, supply, demand for supply is up, because we are growing by 2% or 2 million people.
We are more than 100
2 million
already.
people a year. We are now 100 million by this January.
You know, Tony, the time with Cito Lorenzo, we make a computation at that time. Siguro 90 plus million pa lang tayo eh. So if we planted 800,000 hectares out of 4 million hectares with hybrid rice,
Solve ang ano?
solve na yan. Beyond 800,000 hectares, we can even be a rice exporter. Siguro ngayon, kung pa 1 million hectares, ka na 120, 130 million population natin,
1
kaya pa
hectare
natin.
ba, Doc?
Sayang,
is
nandiyan ang
how many
susi eh.
tons? How many tons ang output? 8?
Sa average sa ating country, it's only 3.8
Hindi, with
metric
hybrid.
tons. With
With
hybrid,
eight.
ang average natin 7 to 8.
7 to 8.
Yeah.
So if you put 800,000 hectares times 8, ganun ba? You
No,
make
the
6.4
increment,
million.
if the increment is 4 to 5 times more, di ba? The increment lang,
Yes.
800,000 times 5 times more.
Four-
That will
40.
give you
4 million.
di ba?
Tama ba, Doc?
So, 800,000 times 8
Five.
tons.
64.
Oh, that's it. So, malaking ano talaga yan.
So what is the DA saying now?
Pero Tony, I tell you, I go to bed every day feeling so fulfilled. Alam mo, kasi I make computation.
800,000 times 8, so that's less than 700,000 tons.
There are
Tama ba?
But we are also creating the
million. That's million tons already.
we are
Million na
creating
yan.
Million na, hindi
improvement
na.
also in the
eight
areas
times eight is
planted to
only
other
64.
rice
64.
nearby the
Oh,
hybrid because
700,000
improvement of
tons
the
lang.
management following the hybrid
800,000 times 8, that's 6.4 million. Di ba?
6.4 million. Eh, ang shortage natin, 2 million tons lang, di ba?
But then, of course, those are palay, and then you have to recover yan.
I-convert mo pa yun sa rice eh.
Ano conversion rate from palay?
65%.
6
63 to
times 6, that
65%.
means 3.6 million.
3.6 million.
Eh, ang shortage natin, 2 million tons o 4 million tons.
Mga
Mga
2
two
million,
lang.
di, may surplus pa tayong 2
Wala na
million.
tayong shortage.
Kaya nga, sabi nga eh, if we can plant that 1 million hectares,
Eh,
we
10
can have
years ka na,
export
Henry,
already.
di ba? Nasa
Kaya nga
ilang hectares ka pa lang?
Pero 10 years, you know,
Ilang hectares pa lang siya?
180.
180.
Oh, wala
Hindi,
pang
marami pa namang other
200,000.
partitions.
Isang increment mo lang, 20,000 hectares per year.
I have to tell you, Tony, sabi ko, I go to sleep every day, very fulfilled. You know why? Because deep inside, I know that over Asia, including Bangladesh, including Vietnam, including Indonesia, including the Philippines, there are around 500,000 hectares planted to our variety. With an increment...
Your variety?
Yes,
Yes.
SL8 ka.
SL8?
Yes.
Mas popular ka pa sa abroad kaysa
Oh,
dito?
yeah.
Sa Indonesia,
Bakit ka naghihirap dito sa Philippines?
With an increment of 4 tons per hectare additional,
Oh.
I think we can feed 13 million people in 1 year if the consumption is only 100 kilos per year. Yeah, ganun
100
talaga.
kilos bang per capita consumption?
I mean, the Philippines 116 kilos. I mean,
116.
Just to even use at 100 kilos, we can feed 13 million for 1 year.
Lakas pala
with the
kumain ng
increment.
Pilipino ng rice, ha?
But if you see yung
100
mga
kilos.
mga developing countries like Laos, they eat 160
they eat
kilos.
more.
They eat 160 kilos.
Ang Laosians?
Yeah.
Ang Cambodians?
Mga ganun din.
Kasi I read that Cambodia is going to the export market.
Yes.
Papatayin niya yung Vietnam and Thailand.
Oh, yes.
Di ba?
I think that's why we are
And they are
also...
very competitive in price and quality.
Even Myanmar.
Oh.
Myanmar land area is siguro 2.5 times the Philippines, or almost 3 times.
In Cambodia and
But,
Myanmar, they are on the Mekong Delta.
Yes,
di ba?
yes, yes.
So they have built-in irrigation.
They have so much water.
So that means they can plant 4 times or 3 times a year.
You don't
You don't plant 3 or 4.
You plant 2
Only
times a
2.
year.
Bakit? May irrigation ka eh.
Hindi, pero
It's
if
not
you-
also advisable to
Not
continue.
advisable.
You'll kill the...
if you
Yung incidence of
yield 3
pest
times
diseases.
more than ordinary, what do you have to plant so many times?
Para kumita ka, di ba?
I'm quite proud. I was invited as a speaker sa IRI. 17 countries ng mga scientists, researchers. Sabi ko, all of you are more rice expert than me. But, I talk really on a layman's language for everybody to understand. In fact, February 19, I'll be talking with ADB. I'm the speaker again. You know why? Because in a plane, I met somebody, a senior consultant ng ADB, who was into water management resources. He said, do you know that your rice is competing with human beings for water? Because you need 5,000
correct,
you need 5,000 liters of water for 1 kilo of rice. And then I said, look, and then he wants,
5,000 liters of water, you said?
for
Yes.
1
For
kilo of
1
rice.
kilo of
yes,
rice?
Can you imagine
Yes,
that? Now he said that why don't we come out with a rice that do not need that much water? Yun
Ikaw
ang
yun.
ano eh.
Ikaw yun.
Hindi siya nagsabi.
Oh.
Sabi ko, hindi, mali ka. Rice in Chinese is called suetao. Suetao means you need a lot of water also. If you come out with a rice variety that will need less water, your yield will be very, very low. Sabi ko, right now, why don't we come out with a variety that will use the same amount of water, but you can yield 3 times more? Diba? So instead of using 5,000 liters, you use only 1,000 liters already, only 1,500. That it should be the thing
Same
that we are
result.
doing. Because for hybrid rice, you do not need much water than the inbred. Pareho lang water mo, pareho lang land area mo, pareho oras lang
Pero
yan.
that's
But
Just
your
more
yield is
labor
same,
intensive lang.
That's a fallacious argument because 2/3 of the Philippines is water.
Oh.
Sila sa Amerika, wala silang water eh.
All
Except
right.
the Great
We're
Lakes.
going to continue with after the short break. We'll be right back.
Henry, in 10 years, you developed 180,000 hectares in the Philippines for hybrid rice. In the same period, 500,000 hectares have been devoted to the same hybrid rice abroad.
Yes.
Diba?
There are around
means you
300
are
plus
more
thousand
popular
abroad.
abroad than in the Philippines.
Precisely.
And you are making more money abroad than in the Philippines. Ba't di mo nala expand yung overseas operations mo? Tapos, irony of ironies, export mo dito yung hybrid rice mo.
Actually, that's what we are doing. Do you know that we just exported 500 metric tons of seeds last November to Vietnam? Of course, the irony is that I'm exporting my seeds to Vietnam, yet we are importing the rice
From
coming from
Vietnam.
Vietnam.
Yun na yun.
Oh, meron na yan.
Bumabalik yun.
Right now, that's what I'm doing at this time, Tony.
Di bumawi ka naman. Diba?
But that's sad for us, you know.
Yeah.
That's really sad for
I'm
us.
actually developing my international market. Before Indonesia, Bangladesh, ngayon Vietnam, ngayon Myanmar, may Cambodia. In fact, siguro next month, papadala ko si Frisco sa
Sa
Nigeria.
Africa.
Sa Africa. Nigeria is also contacting us
Yeah,
already.
because with the ASEAN,
Integration.
one country, 10 countries, one market.
One
diba?
market, yeah.
Oo. 600 million people.
Kaya, at the
Kaya
moment,
nila dito nga patronize ang hybrid mo, di-export mo siya. No?
Have you talked to the DA? I mean, Henry, it just
Ano yun,
really
you said a
sounds
while ago that
ridiculous.
various
It's really
ministers of agriculture have gone to your research
the
facilities.
Minister of Agriculture of Bangladesh,
Bangladesh.
Minister of Agriculture of Myanmar,
Myanmar.
then before the Minister of Agriculture of Malaysia, and some other countries, have been to my,
And the Minister of the Philippines.
I think,
Schedule pa.
Sito
Schedule
Lorenzo
pa.
lang nakapunta yata dyan sa
Schedule pa.
Tagal na hindi although,
Baka hindi ka naman nag-invite yan, di.
In fairness naman kay Secretary Alcala, recently meron ng official pronouncement ng DA that DA pushes now the utilization of this new technology. So I think Henry will be happy already that the Department of Agriculture already
Dapat
supporting
susulat
the
ka din kay
technology.
President Aquino, boss, itong mga achievements ng SL Agritech, you should be proud, di ba?
yes, I think, but sometimes may mga, there are people, who still associate hybrid with GMO and all these things. Kaya minsan may mga ganito pa, may resistance mga even the legislators, have to,
Education. You have to educate.
Very
them.
important
Hybrid is
yan.
never GMO.
Saka maski na GMO, wala naman pinag-iba yan sa sama ng pagkain kung spam, di ba? Processed meat. Di ba?
Corn oil.
Di ba?
I think 90% of our corn here is already GMO. They use BT corn already.
That's why sa scientific community, we fully supported this technology kasi wala namang documented technical data na meron talagang bad effect siya sa humans. So, I think we have to push through with this kind
Ayun
of
ang
technology.
worry sa hybrid.
Maraming
Akala
sila,
nila
that,
GMO. No, this is not a GMO.
that hybrid can even lead to GMO. Sabi ko, hindi naman Can I make some clarification regarding this one?
Yeah, you were
Yeah,
listed
this-
recently by the BIR. As among the top importers of rice.
I think recently, the Bureau of Customs, this was dated
Direct, focus mo ito.
January 22, 2014. It's on a Wednesday. It came out with a full-page ate. Who are the biggest top rice importers for 2013?
You're number 8.
And then, SR Agritech, nasa number 8 kami.
We
I was
don't
so surprised when I saw this newspaper also. And then, siyempre, nakikita natin mga custom duties paid, The others paid around 40 to 50%. And then kami zero. Di ba? But then, that's why I have to make a lot of clarifications in different TV stations, that what we are importing are not rice. In fact, I'm always against the excessive importation of rice. What we are importing right now is our seeds. Kasi we have seed productions in several countries, in Indonesia, in Bangladesh, in China, in other countries. So, what
seeds,
we did...
hindi bawal seeds.
Oh, hindi. Kasi seeds agriculture input is not subjected to duties. So, what we did is that, kasi we have a big seed production area here. But then, pag hindi kami to supply them on time, I got seeds from my other sources. Ganun naman Pag may sobra naman ako, export it to Vietnam naman. So that's what we are doing. And ito, precisely, seeds yun Kaya
walang tariff.
And seeds has zero tariff.
Yes. As per
Kaya
agricultural
mabuti
inputs.
dito, mga kasama namin, mga multinational company like Bayer, Crop Science, di ba?
Di rin
Pioneer
nagbayad.
Hybrid.
Di rin nagbayad.
Wala rin sila, zero. Sila kasi seeds
Pioneer.
sila.
Kasi seeds.
Because they're importing seeds.
These companies are not importing rice anymore. We are not rice importer. Kaya, but then we still have to go ahead and ask kasi may mga, may mga nagtatanong, tumatawag, bakit CSL Agritech hindi nababayad ang duties But in the first place, we should not have been dumped together, or categorized together with the rice importer. But, you know,
Ang
we just
seeds
want to make
talaga,
clarification.
tariff-free, hindi talaga pinagbabayad
Yeah, that's
na.
it.
That's why the other multinational companies who are also seeds importers
Also
did not
pay
pay.
zero.
Zero din.
So parang ginawa ng BIR, nagsama apples and oranges.
Kaya nga, yun ang sila, ano eh.
Tapos tinawag kay lahat apple. Diba?
Pero what I want to be very proud of is that, ano eh, the other multinational companies, almost 100% of the seeds are imported out of
So you
India.
produce your own seeds.
We produce our own seeds here. And then not only here, but in other countries also.
Yeah.
So what we are getting the seeds is from our seed production areas in other countries that we are importing. So ganun yun. Kaya it's one ASEAN already for us, what we are doing at the present.
Kaya napansin ko sa local pricing mo pala, halos pareho lang pala ng delivery price mo sa Europe or Carrefour. Sabi mo, 1,350.
US
Sa'yo,
dollar,
ang conversion ko,
At
parang
45 pesos.
$1,450 dollars
Yes,
per ton.
oo.
Parang mas mataas pa rito. So, hindi
Kasi-
ka naman pala lugi.
Hindi, siyempre pag dito yan, alam mo naman eh. Pag sa supermarket, may promodizer ka pa, may whatever pa. Di ba? Pag nandiyan, wala na eh. Sila na, ang bahala na, di ba?
Kaya mura.
Dito, dideliver
That's
ko pa sa lahat ng mga branches.
You have your
sa mga
sales and admin
di ba?
pa.
Admin
Here.
pa eh.
So, wala kang distribution
Wala pang
cost.
distribution cost, wala nang ano eh.
Yeah. Much more profitable.
Tony, gusto ko lang i-highlight yung
Sige.
gusto ko lang i-highlight tong importance ng hybrid rice technology dito nga sa climate change na nangyayari sa Pilipinas at sa iba pang parte ng mundo. Sa kasalukuyan, yung hina-highlight natin, mas maganda itong hybrid rice technology nito katulad ng SL8 at
Mga
ng
kami sa dibdib mo para
other
makita
varieties
sa camera.
na
Para-
ito ay nasubukan na namin lalo na sa mga rain-fed lowland areas. Halimbawa, Pangasinan, mga Tarem. Ang ganda ng performance niya sa mga sahod ulan o sa rain-fed lowland areas. Yung ordinary na bigas o palay, umaani lang siya ng mga 3 tons. Pero itong variety namin, umaani siya ng 7 to 8 tons. So more than double. So ibig sabihin, ano siya, may resistance siya sa drought. Tapos sa Cagayan Valley or sa other coastal areas na mayroong salinity intrusion, yung maalat ang lupa,
Yeah.
maganda rin ang performance niya. Sa Cagayan lang, may 2,500 hectares sa tinaniman. Nag-average yield kami ng 7.5 metric tons versus less
Mas
than 3
kinasalin
tons.
yung water, mas
Yes.
kinasalin ng water.
So, ito ay a clear indication na itong hybrid na ito ay talagang maganda yung kanyang laban sa climate change, sa drought, sa salinity, at dito sa pagkakaroon ng submergence.
It's
Climate change proof, ha?
Yeah. I mean, hindi naman proof. Mitigating,
There's
pwede siyang gamitin as
flexible.
mitigating.
It can-
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Alam mo sa Iloilo, nagtanim kami sa Putotan. Yung aming tinanim na SL8, na-submerge sa tubig for almost 4 to 5 days.
Ano nangyari?
After na maalis yung tubig, nakasurvive uli yung hybrid na ito at nag-yield pa siya ng 7 tons.
Resilient, resilient.
Yeah, resilient to flooding and submergence. So these are things na dapat natin
So,
mai-highlight
sabi nila
sa mga
flooding,
magsasaka natin.
ang solution, high stem palay.
Pero sa Bangladesh,
Ito pala
true
pwede
story.
mapalubog, no?
O kasi sa atin naman, umaalis ang tubig after
Kaso pag
several
high
days
stem
eh.
naman, madaling mo tumba sa typhoon.
That's it.
No? Diba?
One thing, Tony, I'm a bit disappointed kasi FAO came into the picture. And then FAO is distributing some seeds to the farmers in of Typhoon Yolanda. And what they are concentrating is really inbred and certified. Sabi ko nga, do you know that the storm surge, umalat na mga lupa natin eh. Kasi
Tama.
pumasok mga dagat
Yes.
yung mga
Yeah.
yan.
Yeah, right.
I think, the best variety should be really SL8 because we are saline tolerant and saline resistant. Kaya sayang kung lang kung di ba? But still, we hope that
So, bali yung SL8 mo, literally may asim.
hindi talaga.
All right, we're
Mga
gonna
island, Calayan
we're
Island
gonna
nga,
cut this
talaga.
short break. We'll be right back. Come back. So can't you just go directly to the Doc? Can't you go directly to the farmers?
Actually, we are going directly to the farmers. And mas maganda talaga. Meron ding kaakibat ng ginagawa ng company.
Malakas kasi hawak ng gobyerno sa mga farmers. Kasi nawala na yung mga landlords. Dati yung mga landlords may bigay ng seeds, fertilizer, pautang for tuition, pautang pang good time, gano'n, di ba?
Nung hindi pa
No,
nalaman.
Or bumalik gobyerno.
Tony, sometimes at one time, the government is even competing with us. Kasi binibigyan ng gobyerno yung mga inbred seeds na libre, di ba?
Libre.
Tapos hybrid seeds, makibili ka pa, di ba? Kaya parang sometimes I felt you
Dati
cannot
seeds,
blame me
kasama
also.
pa sa pork barrel yan, no? Tawag yan, yung soft component, di ba?
Tony, I'm very well received in Myanmar. In fact, the Foundation Day of Myanmar last month, we were cited by the ambassador. That Henry, Mr. Lim here is helping our farmers there. And then I'm also cited in Bangladesh also. There's one farmer from Bangladesh who came here 5 or 6 years ago. A group of farmer leaders came here to visit us. And he go there, nung bumalik siya, in picture ko, pina-enlarge niya. Yan sa living room niya. And then all the villagers there,
Idol ka, idol.
And then every morning, bago pumunta sa rice field, makababaw muna sa akin.
Idol ka niya.
Sabi ko, buhay pa naman ako. Pero, those are the things, yun ang sinabi, that's why I'm satisfied. Actually, may fulfillment naman talaga tayo. Even though here, we are fighting a lonely battle. But slowly, I think people understand. Hoping the legislators, will really,
So, Henry, bali, there's a rice shortage because our population is still growing very fast, no? 2 million per year. We are now 100 million people. Tapos consumption has remained the same at 160 ba?
116.
116.
Per head, per Filipino.
Per year.
That's equivalent to a consumption of what? 18 million tons?
18 to 20.
18 to 20 million tons. And the rice yield is only about 16 million. Tama ba, Doc?
Hindi, ang pinakahuling data no 2013 is 18.4, something like that.
On paper.
Yun ang data ng Bureau of Agricultural
Statistics. Tinatawag kang buffer, di ba? Buffer.
Yeah, that's it.
Kailangan medyo sobra kasi mamaya
Calamities.
bigla makabutan ng indulto. Kasi dumarating indulto 20 to 25 times a year. Pwede pa yung man-made calamities like incompetence, neglect, ganun ba?
Pero alam mo, Tony,
so kulang talaga ang bigas.
Sa ngayon, kulang pa rin.
Yung susi, nandiyan na. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. Do you know that in 2007, 2008, we imported 65 billion pesos worth of rice?
Billion, ha? Billion.
Oh, 65 billion pesos worth of rice. Do you know, in order for you to give to the farmers, 1 million hectares of farmers planting our SLA variety,
65 din sana.
you need only 4.5 billion to 5 billion pesos lang.
Ganon?
Diba? 5 billion pesos dito pa umikot. 65 billion nakalabas ang pera mo.
Ang laki naman ng difference.
Diba? I mean, those economics,
Well, congratulations, Henry. Just carry on, sabi nga nila. Carry on.
You have to keep up the faith and be
yes.
persistent. Be
If
persistent.
I have people like Beth and Tony here supporting me
Carry on.
all the way, inviting me to come here.
More power. We have to be persistent, no, Doc? We have to be persistent.
We have to.
Especially the year of the horse, we have to gallop it.
Yeah, I know.
May pag-asa pa tayo.
May
efficiency.
Yeah, all right. You've watched another episode of BizNews. I'm Elizabeth Lee, together with Tony Lopez. See us every Monday at 7 p.m. Have a good night. Thanks for joining us.